Still do a pretty hard out if we can, though.
Yeah, sure.
Not at 3:30, but like 3:40.
All right. Okay.
Can I hit record?
Yeah. Hit it.
I did.
All right. We're recording. We're streaming. We're not on Clubhouse right this second.
Not yet.
Yes. Jeez, all I've been hearing since I got on with you guys, Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually never been a member of a Clubhouse, though, in my life.
Okay.
Well, this is your chance.
I need to change it to a polo?
What? Yeah, go get a polo on, pop it up, and then put some the shorts that you can wear a belt with,
penny
and
loafers.
Then let's walk around and tell everybody that your dad's going to sue him if they don't let you do what you want to do.
All right, let's hit the recording. Got a lot of glue stories to talk about.
Good.
Glue's coming back.
Glue is back, dude. In a big way.
2021, the year of the glue.
Okay. Let me just open up my stories here. We'll get this going here. News AF on a Thursday.
All
right.
It's not Tuesday AF.
It's Glues AF.
Glues AF. I saw that already.
Happy Glues Day.
Happy Glues Day. Dang, you guys are on the pun train today.
Yes.
Choo. Next stop, Glueville.
Oh, I should.
Glueville. All right.
Glueville, USA.
You're good?
No,
Yeah.
I got to share
USA.
this, right?
Yeah.
YouTube.
Glueville would be in Florida. Link. Glueville, Florida. I bet that's already at a place.
Am I signed in? Yes, I'm signed in. But you have not gone live on your YouTube, or have you, Rob?
We're live. People are watching.
Are we
chat.
sure?
They're responding. They're talking about what we're talking about.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Look.
Okay.
562 Deb Cat says, glad to see you guys.
Oh.
Instead of glued to see you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it. Share, copy link, go to my Instagram. Let's go here, put it on my story.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yo, fellow humans. What's up, guys? Join us live right now for a special episode of News AF where all the latest breaking news is happening with my two co-hosts, Rob Cesternino and Danny, or Vascular D as we know him. That was too long. I got to do it over.
Oh my gosh.
Tune in now live to a special broadcast of News AF. You don't want to miss it. There you go.
More inclusive. You excluded all non-humans in your last one, so.
I know.
Okay.
Dogs, schmlop. They loved. Right. Dogs are.
Okay, Tyson.
Yes. Raymond, is it just me? Or are they all high def AF today? We recently upgraded the StreamYard package. I believe we're now in 1080p, not just 720.
I don't remember having a meeting about that.
Do you want to be at 480?
I'd rather
smooths out his wrinkles.
Smooths out my eyes, dude. I got cream coming, but it's not here yet.
What do you get for underneath?
I've just trying something new, some wrinkle reducer. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Rob Cesternino back to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of February 11, 2021 here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yeah, that's right. News AF here, a little bit later in the week for you, but we are back here together. Try to keep on a weekly schedule for you. We don't like to miss an episode ever. So we are back here together to talk with you about so much stuff, so much glue. You'll be stuck to us forever. All right. Here with us a man who I've been podcasting with for over 10 years now. Here is my great friend, Tyson Apostol.
Whoop, whoop. What's up, guys? The reason that we postponed this to now, which doesn't make the podcast any less special, maybe even more special, is that I stole Danny's adventure bro and went on a bro adventure of my own. We went to the Grand Canyon, and I actually took my family in the jet to the Grand Canyon, and then the day before.
I did notice you did not post any influencer jet stories or pictures, which seems wrong.
Did I need more?
I didn't see any on your stories. I saw one picture of you outside the jet.
Sure.
Not enough. Got to do inside with a cocktail in your hand.
I know, but like
cigar.
That stuff's cool, but it's not, for me, it's not like that cool. You know, it's cool, but it's not like, I don't know how to explain
missed influencer opportunity. That's
for
what
sure.
all the influencers would be shaking their heads in disappointment.
Yes, I agree, but I have an appointment booked for the fake jet in next month, and I didn't want that money to go to waste. Yeah,
and it's bigger.
Yeah, there were no monoliths out there, but it was great. It was great fun.
All right, we're back here with the man getting ready to kick off Valentine's Day weekend. Here is the great Danny Bryson.
So much love in my heart,
dude,
to give to everyone.
Only in your heart?
All over, every appendage, every muscle.
I have a feeling you're going to be squirting out a bunch of love.
So much love, dude. I'm going to just walk around and give strangers hugs. Virtual hugs.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, guys. What a great time to be alive. Valentine's Day is my favorite part of the year.
Yes. Okay. Good. To, happy to hear it. Glad that we're live here today. David says he was so bored. Thank you for so much, Rob, Danny, and Tyson. Please.
I don't know, but maybe he was bored of me and Danny, and then you chimed in and we're like, "I'll take the reins from here." So he's like, "Thank you for saving me from Tyson and Danny." That could also be.
Maybe, he wasn't feeling the story. Anyway, lots of stuff to get to. Any Valentine's Day plans?
No plan.
Just been hard trying. I've been trying to find, going all the stores. There must have been a run on glue, but to make my kids Valentine's boxes, I just haven't had any glue to make those boxes.
I wonder where all
sold
that
out.
glue's been.
It's all sold out. I can't find it anywhere.
I've been buying glue stock on Robinhood, knowing that demand is going up.
You're not shorting it?
I'm not shorting it. Not at this time.
Glue stonk.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about our top story at this hour, the saga of Gorilla Glue Girl. Now, this happened right after so I'm following this Substack, a live blog of every event that has happened here to Gorilla Glue Girl. Her name is Tessica Brown, and she was on TikTok, and she went on TikTok to talk about
go on. Danny, are you with me?
I'm still here.
Is Rob with us?
You lose me?
Yeah, there you go. To talk about. She went on TikTok to talk about.
She went on TikTok and to talk about how she had no hairspray.
Okay.
So instead, she used a spray version of Gorilla Glue to hold her hair in place. Unfortunately, now a lot of people might not know this, Gorilla Glue is not supposed to be used for humans, only on gorillas.
Oh,
you don't want it touching your hands.
It's designed for gorilla
I'm kidding.
hair.
I'm kidding. You know, it's for crafts, it's for metal, it's for wood. I think
it's pretty permanent. I have some.
It's pretty permanent.
I use it for really permanent stuff, like even like the little plastic dinosaur toys. You break a leg off of one of those, that thing holds forever. And so as long as you're okay with a permanent hairstyle that will never ever go away.
A good idea up front.
It's actually not it's like tattooing your hair in place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so poor Tessica, and she went on to continue to post this saga on TikTok of I put the Gorilla Glue on my hair to hold it in place. And then people were saying this is not a good idea. And then she did another TikTok where she was trying to wash her hair, and the shampoo was not penetrating. It was not working. And
ricocheting right off.
And this began to be a bigger story. And Gorilla Glue Girl became a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah. Bigger than stimulus talk, bigger than anything else. It's like everywhere I turn, Gorilla Glue Girl, Gorilla Glue Girl. She's everywhere. You can't escape her.
Dumping all of my
She's the Ken Bone
stimulus.
of 2021.
Yeah, I'm dumping my stimulus into Gorilla Glue Girl.
Well, you don't have to, because someone's already come to her rescue. I don't know if it's been successful though.
Yes. So people were posting all sorts of, no, try this, try this, try this. Nothing has worked. Then over the weekend, she went to the hospital to try to deal with it. She got some medical attention. It was not successful. And then she is doing interviews. She's become a worldwide phenomenon. And there was a story as of, I believe this is on Monday, that she was going to maybe sue Gorilla Glue.
Also, she got an invitation from a plastic surgeon, I think out in LA. And I might be wrong about the location, but he volunteered to do some work, promising he could get rid of that glue.
Yes.
He's the glue man.
So as of today, Thursday, February 11th, TMZ has video footage of the procedure that was done to remove the Gorilla Glue, and TMZ had the exclusive footage of the first time that she got to feel her head without glue on it, Tyson.
I don't felt so good.
I don't want to see the video.
To feel a gentle breeze once again upon your scalp.
Did they just put one of those giant papers that they use to like wax hair, and they just stuck that on top of her scalp and just pulled all her hair off? Did they shave her head?
No, so that according to the doctor who worked on the procedure, they said that he created a chemical solution, sort of a Gorilla Glue antidote.
Keep that.
We didn't even know that existed.
Yes, to break down the polyurethane. So, Danny, did this man just create a $1 billion franchise of Gorilla Glue Antidote?
Well, if we've learned anything from the internet, is that copycats will be forthcoming, and so he should sit on that chemical mixture. And the next person, not so generous, I've got this for you, $10,000 for 5 ounces.
Okay. Well, Danny, are you reading ahead? Are you already on to the next story?
I'm not. I can see Gorilla Glue Man. But I mean, even without Gorilla Glue Man, we can assume that people will also do this again.
Well, guess what? It's a phenomenon now. Please, listeners, just like we warned you about the Tide Pod Challenge, do not try this at home. The Gorilla Glue challenges are here. A Louisiana man, Len Martin, did not believe the hype of Gorilla Glue.
Of course.
Like, there's so many deniers, people that claim things are hoax, the conspiracy theory crew.
The earth is round. Yeah, right.
Do we need Gorilla Glue deniers? Do you really not have faith in the Gorilla Glue?
I think, and hear me out, I didn't used to think that those glues were as powerful as they are now. So the first time I used actual Gorilla Glue, I was very surprised at how strong it was. And I was like, there's no way this is going to hold this little thin piece of toy together on the body of the toy for eternity. And it has. And so now at this point, I'm like, I will not put that in my hair. But if they were like, yeah, this is like, the last time I experienced like a super glue style thing was a long time ago, and I don't think it was the same concoction that it is now. Scientists have definitely been working overtime to perfect their super gluing powers.
Okay, so this is like the kind of stuff you're talking about, like when people are talking about, not that I have a lot of experience with this, maybe like the marijuana that somebody might have gotten in the 70s is not the same stuff that's grown in a lab today.
Correct.
They hit different.
Dude,
so you're
glue
saying
technology
are on old glue ideas. They're thinking that's out there with some Elmers.
Yeah.
Next time you talk to an old timer, just call them old glue. Listen, old glue. You don't know what it's like out here for us young glue guys.
Yeah.
They don't realize how far glue has come over the years.
Yeah. Paul in the chat says super glue is a different brand. Sure, I get that, but it's in the same glue family of glues. And I don't think all those strong glues 20 years ago are as powerful as they are now. Maybe I'm
Which
wrong.
is surprising because it seems like the old timers used super dangerous stuff that was 10 times more strong. And then along came all the safety regulations. They're like, whoa, this glue is intense. We got to tone this down for the modern man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me play the words for you of a Louisiana man. His name is Len Martin, and that he has some doubts about Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue garbage.
He says Gorilla Glue is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
That's his opening statement.
Gorilla Glue garbage. Telling you now.
I feel like we need to clear the air because
He's putting Gorilla Glue on a solo
Put it
cup.
on here.
On blast.
Yep. He didn't buy it. He wasn't buying it. He put the Gorilla Glue on a solo cup and then glued the solo cup to his face.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, he called it the glue challenge. He's the only one who's taken up this challenge as far as I know.
It was not a challenge. It was not a challenge. She didn't say, hey, I'm going to put Gorilla Glue on my head and see if you can do it too.
I'm throwing down the gauntlet for all you glue heads.
It was a solo cup. Yeah. And he tried to throw it down and he couldn't.
He couldn't.
It was stuck to his face.
By the way, he was also, he made headlines for participating in the ice cream challenge where you licked a carton of ice cream at the store to put the lid back on and put it back in the freezer.
Yes.
So this is this guy is loving the attention. That's kind of like his
He's
thing.
a sucker for peer pressure online.
Yes, he thought that Tessica Brown was lying. But he has changed his tune now. This is definitely not one to try. Let's just stop this now. ... It's very harmful. Thank you, Len. We didn't know this before your brave actions.
You, sir, are an American hero.
A real hero, yes.
A real hero.
Yeah.
Now he says he can't kiss anyone on Valentine's Day because his lip's been destroyed.
Oh, no.
Oh, he glued it to his lip?
Yeah.
Yeah, the solo cup to his lip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
By the way, there was a GoFundMe for Tessica Brown. Tyson, do you hazard to guess how much money Tessica Brown got on her GoFundMe?
$110,000.
Oh, way high.
Yeah, that's a little high. That's a little high.
Less
This
than
was as
the
of a
potato
couple days
salad.
ago.
$5,000.
No, I think this was about 13K in one day. I think it's about at 20K.
At
Let me see
20.
if let me see if I could find the updated GoFundMe for Gorilla Glue girl GoFundMe.
I'd put Gorilla Glue in my hair. Let's start a new GoFundMe for me to get up to $120,000.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
I'll glue that in my hair for $120K.
More like a glue fund me.
Yeah, a glue fund me.
So
you know what I'd like to see, Tyson, is okay, 120 grand. Can we get enough Gorilla Glue to get you stuck to the ceiling? So you stand on like a table, glue your head, tons and tons of glue, remove the table, you're airborne.
No,
I would pay 120 grand.
I think I would break the piece of sheetrock out. It would stick to my head, and then I'd be like sheetrock head man.
Yeah,
it would be great.
Tyson, just as a thought experiment, though, national attention, huge TikTok presence. Don't know what her medical bills might be, but 20,000 in the GoFundMe. Was this worth it?
It's hard to repeat. That's the thing.
Hard to repeat. What's her follow-up?
Next?
Yeah, because how many followers does she have on TikTok now?
I don't know. Why don't you look while I sit here and don't do anything?
Okay. So all right. About just under a milli on TikTok.
Okay.
People want to see what she's gonna do next.
Rachel, do we have any Gorilla Glue?
Yeah. And then check me out on my YouTube for a full update. So the YouTube is probably popping.
She's probably already been invited to several influencer houses in LA.
Dude, I bet. So listen, I'm torn because I want to see these stories. I do. Should people be rewarded heavily for how stupid they are? Also, yes, because that's what keeps people doing these things. But will it be the eventual demise of humankind as we know it?
No. I think that this is a great distraction. You need
good.
Gorilla Glue man and woman to exist because they distract you from all the other stuff.
Okay,
You're
from
like,
the
"Dude,
lows of life.
my life is great. I haven't had any glue
Gorilla Glue.
mishaps
Mhm.
lately. I'm flying high. Life couldn't be, look at these people. Life couldn't be better for me."
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's great. These people are a great distraction and they remind you that you got a great life that's glue free.
Okay. And that you knew even before she put it on her head that was going to be a bad idea. And so also part of you is like,
I'm a prophet.
I'm a prophet and a genius and a seer.
And my IQ
the
is at
mouthpiece
least
of God. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. All those things.
Yeah. It's a fine line because you want to find something that you have a sort of like a brush, not even with death. I don't know if her life was ever in danger.
Yeah,
certainly her livelihood.
I don't want anyone's life to be in danger, but stuff like this, okay. And even obviously she's not too distraught. I mean, she did seem a little.
She was very distraught.
But what I mean is, if you're willing to publish it,
Mm-hmm.
how distraught are you really? You know, if you're videotaping the whole entire process, and maybe that's just a generational thing. Like that's what you do now. It doesn't matter how bad things are, you want to show it. But it seems to me like if you're filming yourself, you do recognize the entertainment value and what you've gotten yourself into.
You do, but also on top of that, you want to reach it. If you don't know how to fix the problem, you're going straight to the internet to reach out to those people. Like, how many times on Facebook have you seen like, hey, does anybody have a recommendation for like IBS, asking for a friend? And you're like, well, we know that's you that has irritable bowel syndrome, first of all. So don't pretend like it's your friend who also may have it. But
Nothing
you're
wrong
reaching
with that,
there's nothing wrong with that, but you're reaching a bigger number than you would by just like reaching out individually. So at this point, when you get yourself in a jam, if I had glued all of my hair, the first place I'd turn is to the throngs of News AF fans and be like, is there a way to get this out? How about this?
Okay, let's look at this from a different perspective. So for the Gorilla Glue, the brand, because we always look at like the viral marketing, and for the company itself, Danny, is this good publicity or bad publicity?
This is a boon
for Gorilla Glue. I agree. Somebody at Crazy Glue is just throwing like a printer at the wall. Like,
no,
they need a desk over.
They've called her already. They're like, can you try our glue now and then say that our glue is actually even more painful and more solid than Gorilla Glue?
Yeah.
For every now and then, when you have a story like this come up, someone somewhere will calculate how much free publicity the company got.
Right.
And it's always a shocking number. I would guess that this has got to be somewhere in the hundreds of millions in terms of free publicity.
Gorilla Glue could have had 9 Super Bowl commercials. It would not have come close to this.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's like, well, hey, don't mess with that. Hey, that's Gorilla Glue. Be careful what you're messing with.
Man. I mean, she's got the world in the palm of her hands, you know? Really cool. Well, congratulations to her for gluing her head. I'm very happy for her, and
all your
it
success.
sounds like she's got all of her success. Sounds like she's a bright future ahead of her.
At least on TikTok.
I'm excited to see what's next.
Yeah. And I know that she's talking about a lawsuit, but maybe the Gorilla Glue could like really make her like the spokesperson.
Yeah, lawsuit. Yeah, right, dude.
Yeah, more like, hey, you're going to be the face of Gorilla Glue. Don't put it on your face.
Well, all they have to do is be like, okay, yeah, we'll give you $1 million, but we're taking your TikTok account and we're taking all the publicity and everything from you.
You're going to be the scalp of Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How about Danny? Do you listen to any NPR?
I read NPR, but I don't listen.
Yeah. They got some angry complaints from a concerned listener who wrote to them and said, hi, my name is Leo. I'm 8 years old. I listen to the All Things Considered in the car with my mom. I listen a lot. I never hear much about nature or dinosaurs or things like that. Maybe you should call your show Newsy Things Considered, since I don't like to hear about all those things. Or please talk more about dinosaurs and cool things. Signed, Leo.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree.
Now, Tyson, you have nature with Tyson. Do you talk about dinosaurs with Tyson?
I don't talk about dinosaurs with Tyson, but I guess I could. I haven't seen a dinosaur, but we do have relatives of the dinosaurs all around us. So maybe I just need to bring dinosaurs, birds and other reptiles. Maybe I should bring dinosaurs and even the tortoises in my backyard. So I will make it a point to bring dinosaurs up more often than I do.
Yeah. I mean, you've already got this kid would be glad to switch. Although I'm guessing it's his mom who listens to it. And he's just like, oh, every day it's the same stupid adult news. And then once he's like, dinosaurs, go on, grown up.
Yeah.
And then was just, the next day, more boring adult talk and was, dude, what happened to the dinosaurs? Just a little sampling of dinosaur news. I mean, we could all do with a little bit more dinosaur news, I think.
Well, what news is there, Danny?
They're uncovering
anything.
new
This
bones.
has been kind of a big year. We got a lot of news going on. Don't have a lot of dinosaur interest stories happening right now.
They discover new things all the time about dinosaurs.
Do they?
Discover new bones, new species. They always make these assumptions. They're like, this feathered creature was green and yellow and lived in the swamps of
warm-blooded.
Florida. And you're like, how could you possibly know all of that from a
used its horn on its
$40 million bone?
Play flute-like symphonies.
Yeah, right. Listen here as we recreate the sound of a dinosaur. Like, dude, get out of my face with your fake dinosaur. Like? I would never listen to that because it's all lies, dude. Dinosaur lies. But going back to my original idea, we could do with more dinosaur news. This kid's favorite dinosaur, though, I've never even heard of it. It's called a concavinator.
Concavinator?
It sounds like he made that up. Like, oh, this is my favorite. It's one I made up myself, but sounds like it might be real. I don't know. Dinosaurs are cool. It would be. I would love to see Jurassic Park for reals. I think it would run amok. I think the chaos theory guy would be right, and eventually we'd all be destroyed. But for that short window where we had everything in balance before we found out they could breed with themselves, it'd be awesome.
Yeah. What if they just didn't make the dangerous ones, Tyson? Would that work?
No, you want to see those.
No. I mean, so you're saying just only make the vegetarians. I feel like nature finds a way, bro. Have you not studied the chaos theory at all?
Life also, yeah.
Nature with Tyson right there.
Yeah, they're gonna find something.
They shouldn't take the feedback from this kid. They should write back like, dear Leo, I'm sorry that this show is not for you. It's for grown-ups. And you're 8. You are not our target demo. And I'm sorry that we don't talk enough about dinosaurs for you, but maybe check out a YouTube video about dinosaurs and leave the all things considered to the grown-ups.
Wow.
Harsh but necessary lesson.
Not for you.
Yeah. They could have not even responded at all.
Yeah. It's like if somebody writes
the
in
letter public or anything.
Dear Rob, Danny, and Tyson, that this show is called News AF, and all you do are talk about the week's most interesting news stories. But I did not hear any coverage about my local weather. Now, is that not news?
It is.
What kind of farce is this?
Is it News AF? Well, and also on that other note, like, I'm on Instagram and then I get a message that's just like, hey, I don't like you and I think you're stupid and maybe you can change your whole everything about you and then I'll like
my
you.
Needs.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I can either not respond at all, which I do most of the time, or if it's mean enough or if I'm in the mood, I will repost it for all to see. And I do like that this kid like had the gumption to write a letter. He's like a 90-year-old woman who's like, Olive Garden only gave me 7 breadsticks and not 8. I'm going to write them a handwritten letter in cursive, no less, and send it to their corporate offices in a very explicit detail. Let them know how disappointed I am. And this is like, where did this kid? I mean, I don't know. I feel like at 8, I'm hoping that my child's like, go to npr.com, go to the bottom. There's probably a contact button. Click there. And then there's a complain button. You don't want to click that because that goes straight to their trash file, but then go to like something else like management. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That being said, I think we would like to hear News AF feedback from 8-year-olds, right?
Sure, but if there's also 8-year-olds listening to our podcast on the regular, I don't want to tell you guys how to parent your kids. You're 8 years old, but sometimes there is
Tyson usually is the source of all this. Yeah.
I'm the source of the inappropriateness.
So yeah, you're throwing out curse words, Tyson, that are not age appropriate for tiny.
My nickname isn't Vascular D.
I didn't give myself that nickname. That came from you. Again, the source of all iniquity for this podcast.
Okay. Do either of you own a guitar?
Figures.
Yes.
Rachel owns one, and we.
I didn't know this. Is it acoustic or electric?
It has dust all over it.
Yeah,
it's dream powered.
Yeah, it must be.
Well, check out this guitar. This is from the website consequenceofsound.net. And it's a story about how a man turned his dead uncle's skeleton into a fully functional guitar. Now Uncle Philip can shred for all of eternity. That's how he would have wanted it, is the subheadline of this story.
Shred at least until Prince Midnight dies, because no one else is going to pick up that guitar and say, dude, I can't wait to play this.
I think this is fake.
Tyson, read the story.
Yeah, but can you have human remains like that out and about?
Okay, I thought about this. We did a story a while ago about people making rings out of human bone. And I think that you can get human remains. And he talks about getting through all the red tape. This is
yeah. So actually, let me just give the proper attribution. So this was sent to us actually, that it is from a website called metalsucks.net. Sorry. Okay. Metalsucks.net actually had the original story on this, and then you can get a look at. I think that this is the actual guy. You see before and after.
So National Post,
how it's going.
National Post, Times, GOTV, CBC.ca, Daily Star. A lot of those fringe websites are reporting this story, just in case you're wondering about the validity of it.
Yes.
But HuffPost, I guess. I don't know if they're fringe.
Yeah.
But they've published it. So it is all around. Enough to make me think it might be true.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, certainly this guy is going to an elaborate lie if this is not real.
So, Danny.
Yeah.
If I die before you.
Yeah.
Will you promise to turn my remains into a trombone and play that trombone?
Why would you ask me? Rob is the better.
Well, hold on. Let's talk this through. Tyson, so if you were to perish before Danny and myself, is that what you would want your remains turned into? You wouldn't want necessarily your remains turned into a bicycle or a pickleball racket, or a trombone is what you want.
I want a trombone
for your grandkids.
I want a trombone so that one of you guys have to put your lips up against my remains.
Up against your bone?
But the trombone is a brass instrument. I mean, I think it would need to be some sort of
maybe
like
a flute.
percussive instrument. Yeah.
Tyson, a flute out of your finger.
Maybe a clarinet. Yeah. But a flute is metal.
Woodwind?
No, you could make flutes out of wood. Recorders are made out of
flutes.
I think you've got this. It like prance through the forest, playing a
xylophone
flute out of Tyson's leg. How exciting would that be?
Yeah, and you have to wear goat legs like Mr. Tumnus in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And then Danny, you can play the xylophone out of my ribs.
Natural. Okay, this is what we should do.
Okay.
We'll make a flute out of a bone.
But not a skin flute, a bone flute.
I'll dress as just like you said, with goat legs, and prance around your coffin as they lower it into the ground. I'll prance around with big elf ears and play a song, just some song ode to you.
Okay.
It'd be a great send-off for your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to give it a little bit of a backstory here of just not to make it seem like this man killed his uncle. Uncle
Prince
Philip.
Midnight. Can we refer to him by his name?
Prince Midnight. Okay. So that Uncle Philip was taken from us way too soon. He died in a car accident. His body was donated to science, and for 20 years, students had been learning from the bones of Uncle Philip. But then the school, I guess, got newer, hotter bones, and they no longer had use for Philip. So his family did not want to cremate him, but they didn't want to pay rent at a cemetery. I don't think that's what they call it. Rent at a cemetery? Does that sound right?
Sure.
Something. Yeah.
Maybe it's a
so
cemetery.
he filled out the paperwork and then was able to repatriate Philip's remains, which was a complicated process, apparently.
I bet.
Apparently so.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to import bone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At any point, did Uncle Philip say he wanted this?
I don't think he had any say, but he did dedicate it to science. And what is worse, his nephew jamming on your bone, or a bunch of strangers probing your bone out of school? I don't see I do see a problem, but I feel like it's already been out in the open. A lot of people handled his bones. And so what does it matter? He's turned into a guitar. What would I think if I could somehow peer down from above and see that one of my nephews was playing my torso as a guitar? I'd be like, that is a weird kid. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. So, okay. We'll see if maybe this is going to be what really gets the band to take off.
If you can't get
Prince Midnight,
if you can't get a career in music after getting this much publicity, then Prince Midnight has no chance.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Do you know how Prince Midnight put the guitar together?
I saw down here he had a picture. I mean, please explain it. If you know the process, I'd love to hear
I'm just saying that I don't know, but I feel like you should have gone with Gorilla Glue.
Oh my gosh. I bet you there is Gorilla Glue in that process.
There has to be. I bet they soaked the whole thing in Gorilla Glue before they even did anything.
Prince Midnight is like, I'm making a damn guitar out of my uncle, and I can barely get 10 followers on my YouTube channel.
Meanwhile, people are putting glue on their hair and getting 1 million TikTok followers. Just the world's not fair. I mean, we can't decide and pick the winners here.
Does he have to put this in the freezer or formaldehyde or anything at night?
That's what it came from a medical school. I'm sure they cleaned it.
They already preserved it properly.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And then this is a little bit off the beaten path, but this was something that one of our listeners sent in that is not necessarily a news story, but is something that they wanted to get Danny's reaction to. This is more of a viral Facebook post that one of our listeners, Aaron Fleece-Sperling, sent in. Okay. All right. This is a Facebook post that was posted recently of a person, a 25-year-old male boyfriend keeps asking him to invest in a soup business idea. Okay, so this guy has been living with his boyfriend for 7 months. 2 weeks.
Is it too late for Danny to invest in this soup business opportunity?
Well, we want to hear if Danny thinks it will work or not.
Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, he sat down and presented a PowerPoint presentation with this business idea. I knew he'd been working on an idea, but he didn't want to tell me about it until it was finished. Based on his enthusiasm and his prior seemingly intelligent nature, I thought it would be a pretty cool idea. Instead, he presented to me an idea about soup tubes. The idea,
soup tubes,
if you can call it that, is to construct a series of tubes that go throughout the city that leads to a centralized soup kitchen. For a monthly subscription, you can subscribe to a tube of soup, and a tube of extension would be built off of the nearest mainline tube and directly into the customer's apartment or home. Based on the subscription level. Yes, Tyson?
This can't be real. How do you clean the tubes? It's impossible.
I thought about that instantly.
Hold on. Well, let's hear. Hold on. Let's hear the whole idea. Okay. A customer could pour, based on the subscription level, the customer could pour as many types of soup. The tubes are basically the size of pipes, like you might see under a sink. But instead, it must be called soup tube, not soup pipe, because tube just zings better. This man said, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. At first, I asked if he was crank yanking me or something, but he was completely sincere. Obviously, the idea is completely insane. The notion that the city would authorize somebody to construct a series of tubes everywhere that carry soup into homes is ludicrous. And even if such an initiative were approved, the cost for an operation would be ridiculous. You would have to charge outrageous prices for customers to install and subscribe to a soup tube. And who would pay for such a service when canned soups cost like $1 or $2? Or you could buy soup from a restaurant for a few dollars. I explained these things as politely as I could, and he dismissed them and saying that tube-based soup delivery is the wave of the future. Danny, what say you?
Well, first of all, he was smart to keep this secret until disclosing to his friend. Big Soup at any time could come in and smash all of his Bunsen burners, his setup, his pre-tube tubes.
Campbell's soup tube.
Yeah, could you imagine Campbell Soup sending in the strongmen, like to snap all the tubes he's got strung around his apartment to test out delivery systems? So that was smart. I love soup, but if you told me that my soup had to travel a mile, let's say, from soup headquarters to my kitchen, there's a lot of, I don't know what's going on. That's a lot of hidden tube.
But it's all tube. That's okay. What about this? Bryson family home in Orem, Utah.
The mothership. Yeah.
The mothership. All of a sudden, feeling like clam chowder, but I want clam chowder from Maine, where clam chowder is the best clam chowder. Pipe that in, a pipeline through all of America, a soup pipeline, a soup tube line.
And it travels so fast through the soup, it maintains its temperature just through sheer friction.
It actually adds temperature to it. Yeah.
Gosh,
well, does it need to come out hot?
Oh, it needs to come out burning hot.
So hot, dude.
So
hot enough that you know it kills anything that could because especially if you're not going to clean them, you're going to need to, maybe it's like cowboy coffee where you never clean the pipes. It just adds to the flavor. Whatever you had previous just adds to the flavor.
The only world in which I see soup tubes becoming the greatest delivery system for soup is if you went to the soup bank and instead of those portals that send up little things of soup, you would just pull up in your car, put out a bowl and hit the button, squirt some soup into your bowl, and then just drive away.
Like a Slurpee machine, but outside and filled with soup.
Which is great because you don't want to get out of your car. It's cold. You just want to spray some of that creamy soup right into your bowl and then just start eating it on the way home or drinking it out of a thermos.
What if you could fill your bathtub up with soup, Danny?
Too much soup. Something when they get to such a quantity, they become disgusting. Like the idea of something is it's okay to a point. You're like, oh, that sounds great, that's delicious, and then I don't know where that line is, but there's always a line with food where you're like, that's too much.
Oh, I know.
And I know a good example. Too much.
Well, some soup is fine, but French onion soup with all that cheese and onion, that's too much. Yeah.
Any more than a cup of that is too much. Yeah, it differs by soup. Like I could see myself bathing in chicken noodle. But I'm not going to be. I don't see myself cream of broccoli.
So let me just say that I do not think that this was a recently viral Facebook post, but it was the first time it came to our attention. It might be a few months old. So just in case, before we get a fact checker,
the soup tube is as old as tubes. I mean, the Egyptians, they experimented with soup tubes, I'm sure.
Ancient aliens probably,
Ancient aliens showed them the way of the soup tube. But it never took off. The soup tubes it couldn't keep the soup warm enough.
Yeah, well, it's hard back then too because they didn't know how to pressurize it properly to squirt the tube.
So people would look at the tube and also boom, hot soup right in their eyes.
Or no soup ever for some, depending on what elevation they lived at.
No soup for you.
Good point about soup.
Okay, Danny, you ready for the Bulls Hole?
Yeah, I've got several to choose from, but I'll just pick the spiciest one.
Yeah, pick that spice.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Danny's Bolt Hole on tap for
Extra
today.
Spicy.
No tube required.
Welcome to my Bolt Hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yes.
The future is here, guys.
It is?
You already knew that because that's what we talk about. We discuss the future endlessly here on News AF.
Future arrived today, and more future will be here tomorrow.
But America just printed its first 3D house, or 3D printed its first house.
I thought that happened a long time ago.
Yeah, I've seen lots of videos. I'm just going off the title. I've seen videos of people 3D printing houses with the cement delivery machine. But this is what they're claiming. In Long Island, they could do it in 48 hours. Costs $300,000. Actually, looks like a kind of nice house. Only requires 3 employees to sit there and monitor the machine as it 3D prints your house. I mean, look at it. It's a nice looking house.
Cool.
But then that's not the only story. The next day, I saw another story. And this one, let me give you the headline. First 3D printed ribeye was unveiled.
Delicious. That sounds really good.
Ribeye.
So,
food?
This is the
Smeat?
future. 3D, it's not, I don't know if it's Smeat. I mean, it sounds like it's built on the framework of Smeat. But we're only a decade or two away from living in our 3D printed house, eating our 3D printed steak, drinking our 3D printed Mountain Dew, having relations with our 3D printed wife. I mean, what can't we do? If we're 3D printing ribeye and houses, where does that stop?
That's like the Jetsons food machine, dude.
It really is. We are living in the future. Sometimes when you're in the future, it's all happening. You don't even realize it's happening around you.
Yeah, it becomes the present. That's the whole thing with the future, is that we're looking forward to the future and flying cars and all that stuff. Meanwhile, 3D printed steaks are happening and we don't even care.
Dude, it's like I've been looking up in the sky for flying cars, right? When I should have been looking down at the dinner table for the 3D printed ribeye, because that is the future. And when unless you're the guy that's in a coma for 20 years and then you wake up to this new reality, like I said, it's just like you're like the frog in the boiling water. You don't know what's happening. And sometimes I see an article that just jolts me out of the present and makes me realize that I'm living in the future. And 3D printed ribeye is just such a story. And the fact that it came the day after the 3D printed house, I'm like, we're here. We've arrived.
Is it only that cut, Danny? That seems very specific.
Why stop there?
Yeah.
I mean, the ribeye is a delicious cut.
No fillet.
I'm sure the fillet it's going to happen. Why wouldn't it? Right?
That's next. They haven't perfected the fillet,
full
but they
porterhouse.
Yeah, they'll get it all.
What can't we 3D print?
I have to assume. What can't we, or what can we?
I know there's lots we can't. And to be honest, every time I've seen a 3D printer, I'm bored. So I don't want to see how you 3D print the ribeye. Just give me the 3D printed ribeye.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's such a long process.
Do we hear?
How does it taste?
Yeah.
Delicious, probably.
Gosh, I mean, they probably use that heme, right? That stuff that makes artificial blood come out, which there was an article about that this week. No one really knows what's in it or if it's safe to eat, but people put it in all of their impossible meats because it gives it that real look and sizzle. I'm just going to assume, I'm looking through this article for someone to talk about it. I'm going to assume it was pretty good.
Okay. This was the spiciest you had, Danny?
No, I had some others.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just wanted to get something out of the way. Tyson's got friends and families at his house. So
yeah, no,
I don't want to take away from that.
Yeah. And we're fine. We're all fine, guys.
Why that ribeye could be spicy. It's always good to add a little spice. That's how you prepare it. Yeah. That's how you cover up the disgusting heme taste. You're like, oh, this is spicy. This is nice. And what you don't realize is they're covering up the taste of fake meat. Anyway, welcome to the future. You didn't know you were there, but let me open your eyes and show you around.
David Robinson looks like he's still not quite woke. The hell you guys talking about? LOL.
Talking about
the future
meat,
bro.
The future. You thought it was going to be flying cars? It's meat.
It's fake meat, dude.
All right. So, Danny, what's coming up for you?
I'm just still going to helicopter school. I don't have time for anything else.
Yeah.
Tyson waits every day with that eulogy in hand, ready to give that the talk of his life.
Yeah, I really will. I hope it's pouring rain. I'm out there in a wool suit.
I can see it.
I'll probably do. Yeah,
Top
probably a fedora with a feather. But a bigger fedora, like a gangster fedora.
Okay.
And I'll be out there probably. I guess, yeah, all your siblings will be there on the front row with
A lot
your
of people,
nieces and
a lot of
nephews.
pressure.
Lots
Yeah.
of people.
It's already like 50 people right there.
Yeah. And
So
it's going to be.
Tyson, Will you have a 1 liter Mountain Dew and like pour some out for Danny?
Yeah,
at
I
the
will.
service?
I will. I'll roll up my pant leg, pour it down my leg, and then as it runs off the toe into.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
I don't
That's
think
what
that's
Danny
how that
wants
goes.
me to do. That's what Danny wants me to do.
I want you
And-
to pour it over your face,
Uh-huh.
face up to the sky, and let it go over and then into the
Okay.
soil.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do, and then
Make it look beautiful.
And then the eulogy, actually, I have it written, but I'm going to turn it into a rap because that's what Danny would have
That's
wanted.
also what I would want. Please
Yeah.
do that.
So it's going to
Yes.
be a pretty cool rap.
You know what? And knowing that you have this prepared, every time I fly, it just makes me more comfortable knowing that it's all taken care of.
Mm-hmm. That it's everything's in place, and he doesn't. You don't have to worry about a thing, Danny. Once you're dead,
Okay.
I'll take care of everything for you.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tyson, what's next for you?
Let's see. I'm going to Houston in April for a pickleball camp.
Okay.
Cool.
That's coming up in a ways, and I think I have something coming up in March, but I'll let you know if that. Yeah, that's a ways away. February, month's pretty open, other than doing some nature walks.
Don't forget Valentine's Day. I hope you got a big thing planned.
Oh, I thought that already passed.
No, it's Sunday.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll look into that. That's pretty much it. Pickleball,
Yeah.
though. More and more pickleball. Oh, and, yeah.
Go ahead.
That's all.
Oh, and then we're just still trying to get Tyson to
Me?
come on
With more?
Clubhouse. Yeah.
And Clubhouse. We've got Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to do this big, huge Clubhouse?
Whenever you
meeting,
want. I'm ready.
Rob?
I'm ready for
Okay.
I don't know what should we call it? What do you want to do on
Clubhouse? Let's see. I don't know. We'll come up with something. Should we try it Sunday night?
I don't know. That's Valentine's Day.
Tyson doesn't care
Perfect.
about love.
Sunday night it is.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, I do.
All right.
care.
We'll figure it out. All right.
We'll figure something
We'll
out.
pop in.
Yeah.
We'll pop in at some point. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You can find me in the Clubhouse. That's where I'll be. Okay.
I'm into Clubhouse too. Danny is not. He rejected my invitation.
He doesn't like it.
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was spam. Nothing looked more spammy than that invitation you sent me with no explanation. Just download this app, Clubhouse. I'd never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
you gotta-
don't you think that I'm smart enough to not get fished?
No,
and have
I
you
don't.
Get something
I don't
spammed?
think so. I don't.
Have you
think
ever
that that's the
received
case.
something? Have you ever received something spammy from me? Your
So you
friend,
mean
Tyson?
You
You think when I get a
no.
copyright violation Instagram
No,
message
but you
with an
had just
Instagram?
but you had just gotten your iPhone, and so part of
Uh-huh.
me is like, oh, he's already been hacked. He's had his iPhone for less than 2 weeks, and it's like his iMessage has been hacked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to tell you, iPhones are pretty disappointing for the price. I thought that
Oh,
it would do
they're
a
not
lot more than
exciting.
it does.
Yeah, but now you
There-
can go on Clubhouse, iPhone only.
Yeah, but I could go on Clubhouse on Android. It's also on Android, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was iPhone
Oh
only.
no, it is iPhone only. But I have it on
Heyo.
my iPad.
Well, what I'm saying is next time you spam me with something to download, you have to write a follow-up text about why and what is going on. Otherwise, it just looks so spammy.
Okay.
Yeah, but if I text you why and what's going on, I rarely get a response anyways. So I was like, he probably would more likely just dumbly click this thing.
Yeah,
And
because
be
that's what I
"Oops."
do. Download
All right.
and recline.
We will be back with you on Tuesday for more News AF. Remember, just a public service announcement. Gorilla Glue is for your crafts and not for any of your human body parts or animals.
Correct.
Thank you,
And
everybody. Yes.
If you haven't canceled your Quibi free subscription, do that before you get charged.
Yes. Yes. I don't think they're still charging you
I don't
anymore,
think
but
they are.
just for posterity's sake. All right.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.